Back again because my YouTube app just crashed. I hope it will stay stable now, and yeah, that's why I needed to restart this live stream. I'm not quite sure if some of you will make it into this live stream because it has not been announced. It's just a spontaneous live stream, so we'll see. Anyway, I am still happy to see how many of you have been watching my two videos I made about the X-T3. And that's certainly because I put a lot of effort into these. And they have taken quite some time to film, to plan, to film, and to cut. And anyway, I would have still made them for myself because I enjoy taking video and photo a lot, and it has been a lot of fun working with the X-T3. Especially, it's fun if you own a camera that not a lot of people do also have. And yeah, I know that I was not the only photographer who was given the X-T3, but I was one of the few. So yeah, we had this project, and actually I had four, and I still have four X-T3s. One of them is right here. And I have the 56 1.2 on it right now. And it was quite difficult for me to get started with these cameras because I didn't get a data sheet or any specs or anything. So I had to play with the camera, look through the menu, what are the things that really make this camera distinguishable to the X-T2. And quite quickly, when you go through the menu, you will find that it was not the resolution, because the resolution was just 2 megapixels more. But if you look at the continuous shooting rate, you could see big differences there, because it now goes up to 30 frames per second. Well, we're used to 30 frames per second, but not for photo, just for video. So that was actually a really nice thing to see. The other thing that that really distinguished the X-T3 from all the other X cameras is certainly the AF speed. And you will not find anything about the AF speed in the menu. You will just notice it when you really work with this camera. And that's what I did. Let's put it here so you can see it. Yeah, like this, much better. Yeah, I really got to play with the camera, and I decided to go for a project with a lot of fast movements, and for that reason we chose parkour. Parkour, also known as free running. I know there are differences, but let's just call it like that. And yeah, I was spending quite some time researching for locations and for talents. You know, I really need someone who's able to do some great movements and some really action that is worth taking pictures of for a project like this. And as you maybe saw in the beginning of the movie, when he climbed up on that huge cross, which is here in my city in Stuttgart in Germany, this is about 8 meters high. And I think not a lot of people will do that. Yeah. So yeah, when I had everything together, We spent 2 days shooting this project. We made photo and video on the same time. And yeah, so that's what we did. And I really quickly noticed that the AF speed is on a complete new level. And I didn't know that this camera has a quad-core processor, but now I read it in the spec sheet today actually, even though I have this camera for, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks at least. I learned today that it has a quad-core processor. And yeah, this was not a surprise because the camera really responds that much faster. It's unbelievable. And you know, the funny thing, and I was already talking about that, is that if you take the X-T3 in your hands for the first time, at least I was a little bit disappointed because, you know, in the first few minutes, so you take this camera in your hands and you expect it to be something completely different, something radical new, or something, yeah, that really amazes you when you take it in your hands. And don't get me wrong, but the thing is, it's basically an X-T2 when you take it in your hand. So there were stickers on here that were hiding the description and the Fujifilm logo. And you look at the camera and you say, hey, basically it's an X-T2. So so you need to get into the menu and you need to shoot with the camera to really learn and appreciate what it can do. Yeah, and as I told you, I really did that, and I was so amazed. I was using, by the way, I was using 260 megabytes per second cards. I don't have one here. Toshiba 260 or 280 megabytes per second. And these cards worked amazing. So you switch the camera to 20 or 30 frames per second, and you hit the shutter for, I don't know, let's say 1 or 2 or 3 seconds, and you have a look at the back of the camera, and you, like 1 second after that, you see that flashing LED turns off. And that makes you wonder. So you have a look at the images and you say, something must be wrong, because it cannot be that the camera has already saved all of these images in RAW and JPEG in such a short time, but it really did. So I haven't used another camera with such a performance, and it was really amazing to use it. And yeah, especially if you're a video shooter, you will really appreciate the performance that the new processor brings regarding the autofocus and eye detection and stuff like that. All right, so let's see a little bit of your questions. Video AF much better than XH1. Oh yes, oh yes. The XH1 is, oh okay, at least it has been my favorite camera. It still is. But the autofocus on the X-T3 is, I hate to say that, but it's much better. Not that I had any real issues with the autofocus on the XH1. It's still fine, but this thing really nails it. Especially for eye tracking in video mode, it's really beautiful. It works really good. So yes, the autofocus is better than on the XH1. But honestly, for the video project that I did, that you can see on my channel, we did a lot of manual focusing. So yeah, it's not something that I have tested extremely thoroughly. So let's go on. Do you have any experiences with the pre-shoot functionality where the camera is capturing images prior to the shot? Any nice or usable images? Yes, actually I do have an experience with this feature. But honestly, for me, I don't have that much issues with missing the shot because I'm pretty good when it comes to timing and when it comes to knowing when to hit the shutter. And part of that comes, by the way, from using my medium format phase 1 camera, which has a huge delay when you hit the shutter. And even with that camera, I'm able to nail fast moving shots like 90% of the time. So with the 30 frames per second, if you're a little bit on the slow side and you use the what's it called? Let me see the name of the function. Pre-shutter release something. Let's see what it's called. Like, oops, wrong menu. It does work beautiful. Let's see if I find it. It works really beautiful, but yes, it's called in German it's called Pre-Aufnahme ES. So what it does is it will start taking pictures when you half press the shutter. And it works beautiful, but it's not something that I really need or that I really missed, or yeah, it's nice to have and I'm sure I will use it sooner or later. But yeah, I have tested it, it works. Good thing. Let's see, what else do we have? Did you notice any performance improvements when using a slow AF lens? You really think the 56 is a slow AF lens? I haven't used the 56 in low light with the X-T3. Actually, I haven't used the X-T3 in low light at all. I have only used it in daylight. And the reason is that when I was planning this project, I was looking for, you know, I wanted to capture a fast moving subjects. And in sports, you know, you need at least 1,000th of a second, at least, or at least that's what I was looking for. And if you like to work with some depth of field and you don't want the background to be too blurry, then, you know, you need a lot of light. And so honestly, I have not yet tested the capabilities of the X-T3 in low light, but I have played around with it, you know, sitting on the sofa in the evening, just focusing around in my in a room, and it worked awesome. It worked a lot better than on the X-T2 or on the XH1. So with all that said, as you know, I am still using a pre-production model. It says sample all over it, like here. Not sure if I can show you. It says sample, so the same is true for the firmware. So the firmware is also a beta firmware, it's not final. And even during the time that I was working with the camera, I have had several firmware updates. And Fuji, as we all know, Fuji really does an awesome job with firmware upgrades. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure they might even change or add a lot of features later on, like the video vector scopes or something like that the GH5 offers. I would be happy to see that on the X-T3 as well. And we all know Fuji really does a great job. Oh, nice. I see, right now I see Fujifilm tweeting my latest video. Awesome. Yeah, it is an amazing camera. As I told you before, when I got it, I was not that excited because it looks just like all the cameras that I already own from Fuji. And after working with it, I was really surprised about the things that it can do. Especially, let's talk about what Canon did yesterday. It's so funny. I still have a lot of Canon cameras laying around here, and as you might know, I have switched from Canon to Fuji quite some time ago, which was a good decision because even now that Canon has released its mirrorless camera, it has specs like it's from, I don't know, 2015 or something. Yeah, it offers 120 frames per second in 700p, which is, okay, let's not talk about Canon too much, but yeah. Is there any improvement with the AFC stepping in video? What do you mean by stepping? Okay, I know what you mean. Well, it seems, at least to me, let's get this out of the way here. It seems to me that the AF is much smoother than before. But as I told you, for the project that I was filming, I had the camera, I had some of, yeah, actually I really used the autofocus a lot in this project. But I have also used the manual focus a lot, which is normal when you're filming. But to me, it seems that yes, it got a lot smoother. But like everyone else, people tell you a lot of things on YouTube right now. I don't think I have tested it enough. Yeah, so I would need to test it much further, and I will do that, and hopefully I don't have to send it back as early. Yeah, there was another question. Would you recommend upgrading from the X-T2 to the X-T3? Excellent question. I have been asking myself the same question, and it has come up quite often to me. Upgrading from the X-T2 to the X-T3, it depends a lot on what you're shooting. Yeah, if you're not into video and you're shooting, if you're shooting like a lot of portrait or landscape, I would say it's not that interesting to switch. You should rather spend your money on some lenses. If you're into video or sports photography or any kind of fast-moving subjects, maybe even wedding photography, you should really consider the X-T3. It's an excellent camera. It's super fast. It all depends on what you're looking for, and yeah, it's a nice upgrade, definitely. Yeah, I will add it to my big, already pretty big camera bag that I have. Okay, let's try to get to the next question. What do you think would be the best lens option for X-T3? Well, the lens option, in my opinion, doesn't depend on what camera you're using. It depends on what you want to shoot. So My favorite two lenses are the 16 1.4 and the 23 1.4. Both amazing lenses. I have used the 90 f2 for this project a lot. Amazing lens. Unfortunately, I will have to send it back to Fuji. But yeah, I think for me, I'm more a wide angle guy. So I prefer, my three main lenses are probably the 16, the 23 and the 56. Maybe the 90 once I buy it will replace the 56, but I'm not sure. The 90 is, most of the time it's a little bit too long. The 56 gives you really nice blurry background and is more practical for everyday stuff. You know, when I went on the road trip through the US, I hope you have seen the video on my channel. I have used the 16 and the 23 for 75% of the time, probably. And I didn't miss anything. These are my two main lenses. And by the way, I'm using the 16 1.4 for most of my video work when I'm on camera on YouTube. Yeah, let's have a demo. I must get a card. One moment. Where is my memory card? Here it is. By the way, this is the beautiful lighting everywhere. Yeah. Here are my two other X-T3s. There's another X-T3. Lighting here and there. X-T2. So many cameras here. All right. So, by the way, here's my coffee machine. Okay, so this is a card that I use most of the time. I hope you can see that. It's a pretty unsharp. It's a Toshiba 32 gigabyte card, which fills up pretty quick, honestly. And it's capable of writing 260 megabytes per second. Awesome. Okay, I've put the card in the camera. Let's go to continuous high shooting. And let me check. I will need to stop the okay, let's do something first. First, we're gonna use the 20 frames per second. Okay, so I have set the camera to 20 frames per second. The image looks pretty crappy, I'm sorry. 20 frames. And so we have now set it to large JPEG, fine JPEG, and a RAW. Let's do, shall we do compressed or uncompressed RAW? I don't care, let's do it uncompressed. Uncompressed RAW and JPEG. Okay, let's go here. Let's use the single autofocus. I hope you can see the LED right here. Okay, so let's hit some frames and you will see how fast this camera is writing. Still writing? Okay. Maybe we should do compressed. It would be interesting now to have a computer here and to see how many megabytes this have been. Okay, let's see if I can tell you how many frames that have been. It was 1, 2, 3. Oh no, let's do a different thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 33 frames. And 33 frames. Oh my God, it's hard. It's hard to pronounce. 33 RAW and JPEG frames, and it was really quick. Let's do it with the compressed RAW again. Should be a little faster. Let's see if there are any new questions. Yes, the eye autofocus. Yes, for me it is as good as with the Sony's, maybe even better. Okay, let's try compressed RAW one more time. I'm gonna hit the shutter until it stops. Okay, there we go. Still writing. Should be a little faster. But yeah, now it's done. This must have been, again, 33 frames. RAW and JPEG, compressed RAW and large fine JPEG. All 26 megapixel files. It's unbelievably quick. And yeah, what else? What else do we have? Do we have any further questions here? We have 22 people watching. That's awesome. I'm gonna attach the grip right now, just for fun. Let me show you the grip. You know, this connector is basically the same, but these pins have a different position. So this grip does not fit on the X-T2, and the X-T2 grip does not fit on the X-T3. So, although I believe they should be compatible if you look at the electronics, but it's not, it's not something that you can do. Okay, so we now have the grip attached, and the grip is better. I would say it feels better in your hand because the grip is larger. As you can see, it sticks out quite a bit. Yeah. What else? Do we have any questions? Okay, let's go first with the mechanical shutter sound. Let's use that. We have had the electronic shutter with the little demo that I did. Let's go with the mechanical shutter. I guess you guys will want to hear the fastest drive setting, which is 11 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. Let's do it. Let's go right here so you can hear it. Nice, right? Oh, my card is already full. What the hell? Let's delete everything from this card. But first I gotta check if there is something that I need. You see, there's still the videos that I put on YouTube today. So let's delete all of that. And let me show you how long the camera can go at 11 frames per second. I think that's gonna be quite interesting. But first, I'll need some coffee. Much better. Okay, let's hit it with 11 frames per second and mechanical shutter. Okay, now it's getting slower. Let's see. Writing, still writing. By the way, just to remember, RAW and compressed JPEG. And actually, yeah, it's already finished. I took so many pictures right now. Let me show you. Look at this. And then we have, yeah, these are the frames that we did, which are 49 frames, just like that. Yeah, I think we have some questions. Hi, great to see you. Can you speak about dynamic range, please? I would love to. Unfortunately, I haven't compared these cameras. I haven't shot any pictures in the same situation, but I should have. And hopefully, if time allows it, I will do that. But as you know, as you should know, the Photokina starts in 2 or 3 weeks now. And I'm having 2 speeches at the Photokina booth, and I still have to prepare a lot for that. So I'm not sure if I'll manage to do more videos on the X-T3 until then. But I'd love to do that. Hopefully, yeah. But the camera focuses really, really quickly. I do have the 56 on right here. It's pretty bright in here, but you know, this camera is, I hope you can hear that beeping. It's super fast, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to work with this camera in the near future. What else do we have? Do we have any more questions? 35. I hope you know that the 35 got a firmware upgrade. You should definitely install this firmware update on your 35. I made a video about this, and to me it felt like getting a new lens. It's amazing what Fuji really did to the 35 1.4 with the firmware update. And honestly, I haven't used the 35 on the X-T3, but I'm sure all of the lenses will perform a lot better with this camera. At least that's what I felt when I used it, and I'm pretty sure if someone would do a measurement, yeah, you would see that in the numbers as well. But yeah, I'm not that fan of doing any measurements because it doesn't count. What really counts is what it feels like to use it. So the 35, great lens, install your firmware upgrade. Low light performance, we already talked about that. Short version is that I haven't tested the low light performance because I didn't find myself in any situations with low lights when I used this camera. Yeah, so it must be great. I'm sure it is. Yes. So we still have 25 people watching. Gonna finish my coffee now. Do you have any further questions? The light is shitty. Let's go over here. Is it better? Yeah, a little bit. It's a lot of fun. I'm watching my YouTube channel all day long to see how many people have been watching my new videos. I hope you did watch that video, the 2 of the videos that I put up. Yeah, build quality. I forgot that. Good question, because the X-T3 is made in China. A lot of people were thinking that maybe the build quality would suffer from that. But honestly, if no one would tell you that it's made in China, you wouldn't notice that at all. It feels just like Fuji cameras always felt, really solid, great build quality, nothing comes loose, everything is fine, everything is, yeah, it's perfect. I don't see any issues. And honestly, I don't care. If something was wrong with the camera, I would send it back, and I would keep sending it back until I get a camera that's made just perfect. But honestly, don't waste your time thinking about that. It's built solid, like they always have been. Okay, what else do we have? No, I don't know. I don't think it's a Sony sensor. Don't know. As I told you, I'm not the kind of guy who reads a lot of specs and stuff like that. It's an X-Trans sensor. It has 26 megapixels, 425 autofocus points. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. How would you compare the X-T3 with the what is it called? I can't remember. Z6. Honestly, I think in the real world, Z6. In the real world, no one would really compare these two cameras because they're not made for the same person. So it's like the EOS R. No one will switch to that system. It's made. I think these systems are mainly made for people already working with that system. If you leave out the comparison between full frame and APS-C sensor, I would say the X-T3 is superior to both Nikon and Canon new cameras, to the Z6 and Z7 and the EOS R, my opinion. But anyway, if you're not able to take a good picture with one system, you're not gonna be able to do it with the other system. So use whatever you like. I'm new to Fuji. My workflow is Lightroom only. Yeah. Forget Lightroom. It sucks. Lightroom has been my favorite software for working with images. Let's call it like that. But you know, the raw conversion in Lightroom is not good at all. And that's especially true for the raw files that come out of the Fuji cameras. And even if you have JPEGs, and I had to work with JPEGs because there is no raw converter available. If you're sharpening and stuff like that, Capture One does a much better job than Lightroom. And actually, I'm working on a cooperation with Capture One, and I will do a video about the differences between Lightroom and Capture One, because I'm really amazed about the quality and the amount of detail that I got out of my images when I tried to use them in Capture One. No, just don't use Photoshop instead of Lightroom. Let's not drift too much into raw conversion, but you know, it's the same raw converter. Just don't use Photoshop or Adobe products for raw conversion. They don't work as good as Capture One. Lumina, not yet. I haven't tried that. So, what else do we have? Would you recommend the X-T3 over the X-H1? You can't compare these two cameras. You know, what I would really recommend is that you get both. Sounds stupid, I know, but the X-H1 has the in-body image stabilization, and if you are a video shooter and you like to take videos while you're on the road and stuff like that, the X-H1 is a absolutely fun camera, and it stabilizes your shots very good. If you're more into action photography, yeah, get the X-T3. Sorry, there's a window behind me, but it's just so comfortable to sit here. I have been standing around over there for 40 minutes now. Okay. Hot pixels, haven't had any issues. You should try, you should definitely try to do a pixel mapping. Well, with pixel mapping, you remove the hot pixels, and your image quality will increase a lot. Okay, what else do we have? Oh yeah, I would definitely recommend the X-T3 for professional filmmaking. It's I have used it for the video with the free runner, with the parkour guy that you can see on my channel, and I have really, it was really a pleasure to use it, and the image quality is awesome. By the way, most of the times I have filmed in 4K 60 frames per second in F-Log with just 100 Mbit data rate, and the footage was really a pleasure to work with. Grading is a lot of fun. You get so much details in your shadows, and the highlights cannot blow out. Yeah, maybe I'll upload some of the sample footage ungraded so that you can have a look at that. The price, sorry, I'm not a shop. I can't tell you, you just Google that and you'll find out. Is the AF also, in your opinion, 1 times faster than... I cannot tell you how many times faster it is, but yeah, probably. Maybe between 1.5 and 2 times faster. Something like that. No, it's not compatible. You need the new grip. How is the grip, please? We have talked about the grip before. I'm gonna leave that video online so you can watch that. It's a beautiful grip. Yes, digital micro prism focus peaking. Yes, I have tried that, but just like in the DP review video, I don't think it's something that I'm gonna use. What I like is the focus peaking in red. That's what I use most of the time. Works better for me. Maybe the micro prism is something that I will use when I do landscape photography. Maybe. So, would you consider making a complete video tutorial series on Fuji X-T3? Well, if Fuji would ask me to do that, I would probably say yes. But do you have an idea how long it takes to do something like that? You know? And there are times in which I need to make some money. So I cannot spend all of the time with YouTube videos, unfortunately, but I'd love to. Let's clean this front lens. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe that's wrong. Okay, maybe it's better now. So what else do we have? Oops, do we have any more questions? What's wrong here? Yeah, no. Sorry, had some problems with my lens roadmap. Honestly, I haven't had a look at the lens roadmap, but the 2 new lenses that Fuji announced, maybe you're talking about them, they look really amazing, and I would love to have the 8-16. But honestly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that. I have done a lot with the 10-24 for my latest project. It's only a f4 lens, but yeah, it works just beautiful. Best general purpose zoom. I don't know. I'm not using a whole lot of zoom lenses. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just start with the 80-55 because it's really compact. f2.8 to f4 is pretty decent, and I don't see the point in getting the 16-55. It's so heavy, it's way more expensive, so I would stay with the 18-55 and work my way to the and go ahead and use more prime lenses in the future. That's what I would recommend. Okay, let's see. Sony A60 6500 and X-T3. Of course, I would recommend the X-T3. Why would I go with Sony right now? Come on. Why would I go with Sony right now? Okay, I need to go to my computer. Yes, 18-55. This one, great lens. Look at this. This is the 18-55. Let me show you. 18-55, 16-55. Look at that. This is big. Big and heavy, light and small. f2.8 to f4, f2.8. Really big and heavy lens. And it's also way more expensive. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you won't see the difference in image quality. So what I need to do right now is I want to check my YouTube stats. Just a second. And what's wrong? What's wrong? It still amazes me that so many of you are still there. Maybe I should do live streams more often. Should I do live streams more often? Tell me. Tell me. All right. Yeah. Okay, look at this. I thought my YouTube channel was pretty good until this point. Now, it's still, yeah. Something has happened here. I have 1,500 views per hour. That's crazy. 1,500 views per hour. And I'm getting so many emails and comments. It's amazing. I love it. Yeah, guys, I have almost emptied my iPhone battery. Gonna plug in the power bank so I can stay on air a little longer. Just a second. All right. Now I'm back. Yeah, let me show you. This is the setup that I use most of the time when I'm doing my latest YouTube videos because, you know, my old videos, they had really bad image quality. I'm really looking forward to doing these videos again with improved quality, because what I used to do is I used my Broncolor studio lighting, which is branded, by the way. Let me show you. Sorry. Let me show you what this looks like. Yeah, you have these bulbs in here, and I use them for my lighting, and it looks so bad. So what I did recently is I bought these these LED lights, this one and that one. You can set up everything right here, and this is the rig that I'm using most of the times, with the camera, the monitor, and the microphone. And I'm filming most of my videos right here. I love this wall. So I have to move everything to the side, set up everything, and then I also turn on this light from the side, put the other one to this side and the umbrella here. Yeah, that's how I make my videos. Yeah, takes quite some time to set up everything, but it's a lot of fun as well. Let's have a look at the questions. Is image quality better on the 16 to 55? Well, it depends. If you ask someone who got the 16 to 55, he'll tell you that it's a lot better. If you ask me, I have both of them. I don't see any difference, to be honest. I have used both of these lenses. Let me show them again. The 16 to 55 and the 18 to 55. Let's put them on X-T3s so we can see that better. So many cameras here. Okay, we have one here. Let's put the other one on this one. So, okay, to be fair, let's remove the hood. I'm gonna turn the light on. Okay, now, look at this. It's a huge difference. Let's do it like this. Now, it depends on what you want to carry around, but to me, this feels pretty good in one hand. And this is, it's way more heavy. And yeah, well, both are great lenses. So, let's go back. Questions. You have so many questions, that's great. Let's see, I'm gonna sit down. What do we have? Any improvement on the Wi-Fi transfer to mobile? I haven't checked it out because I was so busy with the project and with the deadline to get everything ready until today that I didn't want to play around with features that are not that important to me. So I have not tried the Wi-Fi transfer, but I'm sure it works fine. And I must say it has always worked fine. Also with the XH1, it's beautiful. You use to wirelessly back up images and video. Why do you want to back up wirelessly? I mean, you could set up the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi transfer to your smartphone and back up to Google or whatever from there, but the resolution will be a little less. Or what I like to do is I would rather take the card out of the camera and transfer it to my MacBook, and yeah, that's the way to go for me. Because honestly, let's face it, for example, when we worked on the Fujifilm project now, I had one card, in one card slot I had the 128 gigabyte card, and in the second card slot I had a 64 gigabyte card, and it's not a lot of fun to back up that through Wi-Fi. Okay. Um, how accurate is the continuous autofocus? It works really good, but honestly, it's a little early to tell for me because I have a pre-production camera and I still have a beta firmware. So things will improve, but they are actually right now they are on a really high level. So I think it's worth upgrading if you have a lot of moving subjects. Then you should really consider trying the X-T3 for that. No, I haven't tried the 35 0.95 aperture lens yet, sorry. No, I don't have the XF80. Maybe I consider getting it, but I'm not sure. I'm not that much into macro photography. That's why I don't have it. By the way, if you haven't yet and you're still watching, please leave a thumbs up. 27 people watching, only 5 thumbs up. What's wrong? If you don't like the live stream, leave. If you like to watch it, leave a thumbs up. So, have you used the Fuji non-cine lenses? No, not yet, honestly, because most of the work that I do is like kind of a fusion. I like to do a lot of photography and I throw in some video most of the time. So that's why I don't work with cine lenses, but who knows what the future brings. I would love to test them. Yay, now we have 14 likes and 4 people left. Very good. 5 people left. Good. It's just what I said. If you don't like it, why are you watching? If you're watching, leave a thumbs up. All right, so I'm buying it just by the look. Just by the look? What are you buying? The X-T3? Yeah, it's a great camera. The 56 is a great lens. Yes, it's a great lens. Does it smell good? Oh, right. We have to check that. I love your questions. You want me to smell on the grip or on the sensor? Let's try. Yeah, smells good. Doesn't smell like anything from here, but inside smells good. Yeah. Seems to me like we have the most important questions already covered. Yes, it smells good. What else do you want to know? In silver? Really? I don't like the silver body at all. I don't like the silver body at all. There it is. Look at it in silver. Not, yeah, you see, it's still covered up. We can take that off now. We can also take off this one. Yeah. That's the way I used to walk around with these cameras. Everything was covered up. Look, there's another sticker. This was the X-T3 sticker and this was the Fuji sticker. Yes, it's the 16 on the silver body right now. I did the last YouTube video with that setup. Yeah. You know, I always thought that the silver cameras are pretty sexy. But when I got the X-T3 in silver here, I immediately knew that I like the black one much more. So, sorry. But a lot of people seem to like the silver one, so I think it's a good choice as well. What do you like most about the X-T3? Well, to me, it's not the continuous high shooting rate. It's awesome, and I'm sure I'm going to use that in a lot of situations. But it's more the autofocus functionalities and improvements, and it's also the video updates. I like the video features of the X-T3 a lot. I like the eye tracking, and the eye tracking is gonna be beautiful when I do my YouTube videos. I can just stand in front of the camera and don't have to worry about being out of focus or something like that. And yeah. And the battery life. It has also increased battery life. I think it's something that I will also appreciate, but honestly, I have about, I'm not even sure, about 12 to 15 Fuji batteries, so I don't care. And you can also run the camera of with a power adapter. So when I do my YouTube videos here, I can just plug it into the wall, and it will not run out of batteries. So yeah. Yes, silver is more street friendly. That's true. That's true. How's the image quality? I would say the image quality is about the same. I haven't noticed any great differences. It's not a whole lot better. I mean, 2 megapixels difference is not a lot, and obviously it's not worse, but it's about the same, I would say. But yeah, haven't done any thorough testing. Do you think they will upgrade the X-T3 new features to older generations? A lot of the things that have changed with the X-T3 cannot be done with firmware upgrades, because the X-T3 has a quad-core processor, and a processor is a processor. It's not a firmware thing. So in order to get all the features, you will need the new hardware. But I think we all know Fuji, and Fuji will do a lot of things to their existing cameras. And yeah, I think this will probably improve a lot of the features on the existing cameras as well. For example, the eye tracking, I don't think it can be improved a lot on the X-T2 or on the XH1, just because the processor is not as powerful as on the X-T3. Do something not boring. Why should I not do something boring? I like boring things. When you shoot at 20 or 30 frames per second, how many keepers in regard of focus? Yeah, for the project that I did with the camera that you can find on my channel, make sure to watch that video. I did not have a lot of distance tracking, you know. I had to, I mainly shot them in AFS. So I didn't need to track a lot of things in there, because it's just the way that I have set up the scenes. But I have tested the tracking capabilities, and it is just stunning. It works really well. I might do another video on that topic, but that's, yeah, depending on the time that I will find to do that. Whoops. Silly question. Does the photos from your X-T3 testing come straight out of camera? They come straight out of camera and they go through Lightroom or Capture One in this case and Photoshop. So what you see in the video is not straight out of camera, but it's just because I wanted to create a certain look to these images. So yeah, they need some post-processing, of course. By the way, if you're new, leave a thumbs up or leave. Okay, I saw the samples and they all look awesome in color and composition. Which samples are you talking about, Dan? I hope I spelled it correctly, pronounced it correctly. How responsive is the electronic viewfinder when you bring it to your eye? It's amazing. It's turns on instantly, and it's just like with all the other cameras. I didn't have any issues with the delay or something like that. This is boring. Okay, bye. Oh my God. What about picture buffering? How many RAW can I shoot until the processor stop writing? I think the RAW buffer, the buffer is about 30 frames or something like that. Look in the data sheet. Honestly, I haven't looked in the official data sheet. The first the reason was that I didn't have a data sheet, and now the reason is that I'm, yeah, busy. Favorite film simulation for photo and video. For video, I would go, it depends on if you want to do some post-processing. You could do F-Log or Eterna. And for photo, I like more flat profiles as well. It depends. It depends a lot on the situation. And I have set up a function button to switch between different modes, different film simulations, so that I can easily change them. Yo! Oh, we're already live for almost 70 minutes. Guys, it's getting late. It was a lot of fun. I guess I could do that all day long. Questions keep coming and coming, but I'm ending this live stream right now. And yeah, maybe we'll do another one in the next few days. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep this one online so you can watch it again if you tuned in late. You can see the questions that we answered in the beginning. And yeah, maybe we can have another live stream anytime soon, hopefully. As I told you, make sure you watch my 2 latest videos. I'm pretty sure they will be fun to watch. Leave a thumbs up in this video and over there as well. And hopefully I will see you around soon. Maybe also make sure you follow me on Instagram, because I got my beautiful Instagram account got hacked and I'm starting all over again now. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. The link to my profile is under every video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. See you guys. Now, where do I stop this? Here. Bye.